Hi everyone, this is a video to any neurobiologists out there or any neurologists out there who know anything about um, basically cell death within the brain. I believe what's happened to me, or I think what's happened to me, is something called serotonergic axon apoptosis. And for any of you neurobiologists or neurologists out there will know straight away that means cell death of serotonergic neurons, serotonin. The reason why I think this happened was because last year in October I went out drinking. I'm not sure if I was given a drug or not, but what followed that one particular night was basically chaos and has changed my life around completely for the worst. I've been in hospital, I've been misdiagnosed, and basically they've taken me out of hospital and I'm now just living at home completely normally again, but they're not continuing me on to Pixel, which is used to treat psychosis. They got the wrong diagnosis with it being psychosis, and I answered 50 questions on psychosis and all of my answers were no. I don't have that, no I don't have that. All my answers were no to what they were asking me of whether I had psychosis or not. Now the thing is, the reason why I know this is because I can't feel anything really. I can't laugh properly anymore. I can't feel things anymore properly. I go running and I can't get the high from running. I just feel like I can't feel anything anymore really. My concentration is fine. I don't believe anybody's trying to get me. I don't have any conspiracies against I don't think people are conspiring against me. I don't have any of that weird stuff going on. But I just can't feel like I can't feel positive feelings properly. Not because I'm depressed, but because I physically can't do it. It's not that I choose to be. Not that I wake up and decide to be a certain way. It's more that, say for example, if somebody has a broken leg, and then you try and tell them to run on it, it's like that. It's like something neurologically in my brain has gone wrong with regards to cell death. And I think that when I was given, I think it was to do with alcohol and a drug last year that did this to me. Now what I need to know is A, is there anything that can be done? B, is there an operation that I could have? C, if there's any medication that I can take that can help it to grow back. BDNF, I've heard of brain-derived neurotrophic factors. I've heard of, all these different things, but I'm just really scared because I don't know what to do. Because I'm trying to live my life and I'm finding it really hard to, because it's affecting everything basically. It's affecting my relationships, my ability to go out and do what I want to do in my life. And what concerns me the most is the way that the doctor has got the diagnosis wrong, and that now he decided to take me off the medication, just let me out of hospital, and doesn't really know what to do with me. So it's just left me in this position where now I'm kind of like, I'm living like this and having to live like this, but I don't have any kind of help with regards to actually understanding what's wrong with me and knowing how to cope with it. I don't find it very easy to live with, because it's like really embarrassing to talk about, and B, it's like, it's just, how can you carry on living if you can't laugh properly, if you can't feel properly? You just can't do it. You can't function normally as a human being. It's just impossible, and that's what it's like, really. That's exactly what it's like. It's just like, I've thought about suicide, I've thought about drug overdoses and stuff, and I haven't gone through with it because that's just not what I do, but I've got one other person who I know has got something similar to me, but he is different to me. He's got other things that go along with psychosis, whereas I don't. He's got concentration problems and psychomotor agitation and things like that, and I just don't have those things. There are other things as well that he has that I don't have, and also the circumstances for which he got his illness is very different from mine. The shady area is that, you know, I don't know how to prove. That's another question that I have is, if I did have cell death, serotonergic axon apoptosis, how can I prove it? Because would an MRI prove it or would it not? I don't think it would do. Would a PET scan prove it? Somebody answer my question. Would a PET scan prove that I've got cell death if it's, there? I'm aware that it's a mononergic neuronal center in the brain, which means that there are some. It's like, when you have a cut on your arm, that cut will grow back, will heal over, because the cells in the body reproduce and regenerate, as whereas the neuronal cells in the brain, some don't, which is why it's neurodegenerative, why some people have things like Parkinson's and dementia, and it gets worse because it doesn't regenerate. It's the dopaminergic center in the brain, whereas with me, it's serotonergic. In the RAF nuclei, which is actually, apparently, it's in the RAF nuclei of the brain is a cluster of serotonergic neurons, and I can't remember, in the brainstem, I think, of the brain. But I don't have enough help at all with knowing how to cope with this, or enough understanding, because I can't prove very easily. I just live with it every day, and then people just say, well, maybe you're just depressed. It's like, I'm not just depressed. It's nothing to do with it. It's impossible to feel something that's not available anymore. That's what it's like. If there's anybody that can help me and give me some idea of what they think has happened, or if you can answer those questions about the PET scan, and also about whether or not that something can be done about this, because I know that it's not going to grow back, but I was wondering maybe if there was an operation I could have or something to be able to get back my life, really. I've heard of stem cell surgery, but I don't know whether they do that with this. Can somebody please just give me some reaction and help me out here, because it's really hard to live with, and nobody really seems to have heard of it, and nobody really understands.